What brand markets themselves as luxury and high quality but is actually low quality? Oh, there used to be whole catalogs of this stuff. Anyone remember Sharper Image? Designer frames for glasses. I was shocked to find out about this, but turns out 70 of all the frames they sell you come from the same factory. Prada or not. That cheap frame you see on display was probably packed by the same person and made with the same materials as the fancy one next to it. When the hell did Champion stop being those clothes the poor kids wore when I was a lad? Old Navy became Target. Gap became Old Navy. Banana Republic became Gap. Pretty much any celebrity-owned endorsed brand. Monster Cables. All those clothes you get at outlet stores at what appears to be a discount like Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers etc. The clothes are cheap low-end crap made specifically for the outlet stores. I don't know what it's like now, but I know for a while Gucci's reputation as a luxury brand was heavily damaged by the Gucci family's willingness to license the brand to any retailer that paid handsomely for it. Beats by Dre. Garbage. MVMT watches. They advertise themselves all over Facebook, or at least they used to. Haven't seen them much lately, as really nice and affordable minimalist watches that you can buy for $100, $200. Their secret. They buy the watches in bulk on Alibaba for something like $15 each, and slap the MVMT logo on them. Louis Vuitton used to be very good, now their quality is laughable for a high-end brand. I can't believe no one has said it yet, but Lindt. Their chocolate isn't necessarily low quality, it's actually one of my favorites. But it always blows my mind how they've managed to make themselves stand out by giving the impression that they're all handmade and very carefully quality tested, when in reality they're just another chocolate mass producer with their big-ass factories and everything. Land Rover Range Rover worst build quality ever in a car. Samsung appliances, not their TVs or smartphones. I don't know how many times I've heard complaints about the breakdowns of their washer, dryers, and refrigerators. LOL, I open this post and Reddit shows me an ad for Kraft singles. Grey Goose. Pretty genius marketing by them. They started putting their vodka in large bottles so that they wouldn't fit on the bottom and middle shelf. Stores and bars by default started putting them on the top shelf, only place they would fit. People started thinking it was high-end stuff, and as a result, it became a high-priced vodka. The product itself is pretty shit, lesser quality than even Smirnoff. Salt BAE. Brabantia. Their stainless steel garbage bin started to rust on the outside. Their plastic one, the lever connected to the pedal, started to rust and fucking broke. Now I have a garbage bin from IKEA. The thing already outlasts those two others combined. Daniel Wellington watches. Price for the watch movement Miyota GL20 is under $3. Beats by Dre, not necessarily luxury, not worth the price they charge. I hate to say it, but Doc Martens. My job provided a stipend for work boots and I always wanted a pair of Docs, so I forwarded a link for a pair that was like $180 or so. I even got the care kit to really take care of them, and despite my care, they haven't really held up well. Lot of little wrinkles in the leather and whatnot, despite liberally and often applying the Wonder Balsam and weatherproofing spray. Total bummer. The Always Pan. The non-stick coating came off on the first use. In Australia, Smiggle. Brightly colored, very expensive stationery that breaks the first time you use it. Ralph Lauren. I worked at Macy's and spent hours each day folding them. Super cheap fabric that grated at my hands, and it was thin enough that I had to be careful with my nails. Same with Hugo Boss. Foam paint on a Target tee. Alienware. $5,000 for a PC with a value of $1,400 maximum comes in dog's hit case that will destroy your most important components. Also, as much as I love work programs for the intellectually disabled, we need to keep them off high-end PC assembly lines. Do not buy Alienware. Tommy Hilfiger. Basically all of the hotel chains that market themselves as upscale full service. They've all deteriorated rapidly in the past decade. At this point, I'm avoiding all of these mainline Marriott Hilton type brands unless they're very cheap. If I'm willing to spend decent money, it's either a true luxury brand, a small boutique, or a VRBO type place. If those are out of the question, then I'm picking one of the Holiday Inn Express type brands, whichever one is newest and semi-clean looking. Land Rover. This is a great thread. Nespresso. I used to work in their ad department full of degenerates. They push it as a luxury brand and for it to be really desirable, but it's a con. The coffee is terrible and the machines are designed to break, so there's constant Nespresso approved fixes and high costs. And they all know exactly what they are doing as they openly mock their own clientele. The place was hideous, worst job ever. These days. Just about everything. Maserati. True Religion brand jeans. Once upon a time 10-12 years ago, they were probably the best domestic brand of jeans that money could buy. Yes, some of the pairs cost $250, $300, but they have lasted me over a decade in regular use. Today, a pair will still cost $250, $300, but they start coming apart within a year and a half of regular use YMMV. Pretty much every celebrity alcohol brand. My Tesla should be at the top of this fucking list. Most expensive cheap car I've ever been in. Rattles, creaks, shitty plastic and vinyl parts everywhere. They call it a minimalistic interior, it's just infuriatingly difficult to interact with while driving. I'd pay more for a real premium version just so I could keep Tesla efficiency and autopilot but get a car I want to be in. Lululemon is a bit overrated. The material isn't pill-resistant or sweat-wicking like they advertised. Literally any brand of glasses owned by Luxottica, they have a monopoly on the market and charge glasses, for example $20 Ray-Bans, now they are $160. Where else are you gonna go? To another one of their brands. I don't know about you, but my Lululemon yoga pants don't last very long. Pyrex. It used to be amazing stuff when it was marketed in all caps as PYREX. Then they changed the recipe, marketed it lowercase, and it's not even close to the heat resistance anymore. Apple cables. Invicta. Absolute garbage. Ugly, too. Almost all skincare products. They sell marketing bullshit, the products are almost all the same. Is Beats still a thing? If so, then Beats headphones. Evian and Aquafina water. Tesla. It's amazing how many customers they've been able to pull from BMW, Mercedes-Benz, etc., when their product is nowhere near as high quality or well made. Awards ceremonies. There is not a type of content you can watch that's less trashy and unimportant. It's just rich people jerking themselves off for hours. Victoria's Secret. Expensive clothing brands that sell you clothes made out of polyester and similar man-made fabrics. If it's not linen or cotton, I cannot understand why you'd one. Pay more for it or two. Wear polyester in temps over 30C86F. Some higher-end brand name watches. Michael Kors, Burberry, Armani, Armani Exchange, Tory Burch, Marc by Marc Jacobs, Michelle, and some others I may be missing are all made by Fossil. You're just paying for the luxury name. Starbucks. Cadillac. I had a friend who went to many dealer car auctions and he said used Cadillacs sell for very low prices. They only have value when they are new. Nike. 90 of their offerings are cheap trash made by slaves and we give them credit for the 10 that isn't. 10 might be generous too. Anyone that uses military-grade anything. Anyone that uses genuine leather, which is the lowest quality of leather. Tesla. Prada, at least they're fucking shoes. Paid $600 for a pair and they lasted me just as much as my regular $20 pairs. And they were not even that nice. Only that they came in a nice bag. West Elm, most of their stuff is made in China and customer service sucks, I've heard. Razer headset. Lower than